guys, Mark Magna here. Hope everyone's doing well. Last week I posted a series of videos, and in the first video I posted, it was an introduction to questions and answers. I asked people to leave questions in the comments area. They left a bunch of questions, and I'm going to try to roll through as many of those questions as I can today. If you have a question on any of the content I covered today, leave a question in the comments, and I'll do my very best to answer the questions. Okay? Here we go. Jason, what types of drills should my son be doing for hockey? Well, Jason, I'm not a hockey coach. I don't know what type of skill work he should be doing, but if you're referring to training, he should have a strength and conditioning base, which is strength work, resistance work in the weight room, agilities, speed, things of that nature. Jimmy, how long have I been on my grind? I don't know what that means. I hear that word grind all the time. If you're referring to how long have I been working and trying to make my dream happen, my whole life. I don't call it a grind because I enjoy it. I love what I do. Do I get tired? Yes. Does it get frustrating? Yes. But I don't get frustrated with anyone else. I just get frustrated with myself because there's certain things I want to do, and there's only 24 hours in a day, and I have to monopolize that time. So how long have I been working toward my goal? My whole life. Okay, Steve, what time do I wake up? It depends. Depends what day it is. Most of the time it's in between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. If it's the weekend, yeah, I'll sleep in a little bit. Saturdays, maybe I'll wake up at 5. Sunday, maybe 7 a.m. Kelly, what are my thoughts on CrossFit? I get this question all the time. What do I think of CrossFit? I think CrossFit is great. The reason I think CrossFit is great is because it's a positive movement. It creates toward health and fitness. It creates camaraderie, and they're getting a bunch of people to work in a team-like environment that never got to experience that team-like environment. However, CrossFit is like anything else. If you have a good math teacher, it's going to be good. If you have a bad teacher, it's going to be bad. If you have a bad trainer, your experience will be bad. If you have a good trainer, it'll be great. So make sure you choose wisely. Make sure you go to a good box and you have a good coach. If you have a good coach, you'll have a positive experience, and they'll make sure you're safe. But that's what I think of CrossFit. Tim, how much core work do I do? I do core work every day. I try to focus on maybe the anterior, the posterior, or transverse planar motion movement, but I pretty much do core every day, and I think it's essential towards strength. I really do it for strength. I don't really do it for aesthetics, but I think it's important to do as much as possible because your core, to me, is your body's ability to move as one. And if you want to move the upper body and the lower body as one efficiently, you have to have a strong, efficient core. Brian, how often do I train? I train 6 days a week. I try to take Sunday off. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes I'll do an active recovery day. Maybe it's a long walk, maybe it's a swim, maybe it's a light cycling, stationary bike, but something every day. Okay. Robin. He says he's 16 years old, he plays hockey, he wants to be the best. He stick handles for 1 hour a day, and he wants to hear about a story of me training when I was a kid. Okay. So you're training 1 hour a day, you're doing stick handling. I don't know what that means. Are you skating as well? Are you lifting? Are you doing agility work? What other things are you doing to get better? Quickly, I'll tell you that when I was playing a sport, practice is about 2 hours. I lift weights for an hour and I watch film for an hour. That's 4 hours a day. And I wasn't even good. I was very average, and that just put me in a position to compete. So you need to train as much as possible. In the last video I did, being good at something, I explained repetition is the mother of learning. To be good at anything, you need to practice it over and over and over again. And then when you're done, you need to do it again and again and again. Consistency over an extended period of time will make you good at anything. Kevin, what do you do after the AMP trainer? He wants to know what he should do after the AMP trainer. So I wrote a program for bodybuilding.com. For those of you who don't know, I write programs and articles for bodybuilding.com. The AMP trainer is aesthetics meets performance. Basically, the program is for people who are looking for great aesthetics and want to perform well in different sports. After that program, you have to ask yourself, what is your intention? Do you want just great body composition? Do you want to be a marathon runner, obstacle course runner? Do you want to be a strong person? Do you want to be a power lifter? Ask yourself the most important question in all of training. What is your intention? And then go from there. Enos, how do I build muscle and keep it during marathon season? Good question. Being a marathon runner and building muscle is a very difficult, almost impossible match. To stay lean and to stay light, that's not necessarily hard. But to build muscle and be in, as you're a long distance runner, that's hard to do. I mean, what I would look at that phase, the marathon season for you, as a maintenance period. Do your very best to have healthy diet, great rest, and great nutrition. Great training. And then after marathon season, I would tackle building some muscle. Bruce, what was it like growing up in Fall River? I'm smiling because I grew up in a place called Fall River, Massachusetts. Fall River is a great place, man. I love Fall River very much. My mother's from there. Everyone, my father was from there. Every person I've ever known, my family rather, is from there. It's got a lot of heart, a lot of soul, but like any other place, it's got pros and cons. I focus on the positive. I had good experiences there. Durfee High School, a lot of good people who really supported me, and they're the reasons I am where I am today. So I have many people to thank for that from Fall River. So it was a great experience, Bruce. Craig, he's 55 years old, he bikes 100 miles each week, wants to maintain a good physique, does 2 full body workouts a week. He wants to know if that's sufficient, in my opinion. Well, Craig, I'll tell you this. I don't know what you want to do, be a cyclist or you want to develop your body. I don't know what you want to do. It's a pretty broad question. I need you to be more specific than that. Once again, ask yourself what your intention is, and then I would go from there. Alex, what do I think about the people who post on social media? Basically, the people that post on social media. Well, people that post on social media, that's their business. Whatever they want to do, that's their prerogative, that's their business. I wouldn't get so concerned with what everyone else is doing. I would focus on what you're doing. Ben, how often do I train my legs? I train my legs once a week. That's it. I might do some corrective work on the other days, but I do 1 day of heavy legs. That's it. And it might not even be heavy legs. It might be a light day where I'm really focusing on very controlled, slow tempo. Maybe people think that slower movements may be easier, but to increase the intensity, you don't speed up an exercise, you actually slow it down. So once a week. So that's all the questions I have for today. Thank you very much. If you have questions on any of the content that I talked about today, leave a question in the comments area, and I'll do my best to get to them next week. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.